It's morphin' time. It's morphin' time. It's morphin' time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Go, go, go.
Summon the power of galaxy beasts for the timeline, bring the peace. If you want war, you don't want to deal with the galaxy force. Surf the stars, gotta stay of course. Standing in the way of danger, gave it all just to be a ranger, protecting family and strangers, or anybody that feels a danger. We the warriors of time, stuck in our prime, ready to combine, serving the divine. Galaxy beast unleashed, we complete in some heat. We will lead through time just to fight the crime. Force Awakens, check the new designs. My Galaxy Morpher got an infinity battery. You better have a battery strategy. Oh yeah, we can be tragedy. Oh man, hey.
Chapter 3. The Rangers of Galaxy Force recently experienced an epic blow to the team and is now spread throughout time in the galaxy. With this unforeseen accident, the once lost Rangers have now begun to awaken. With the first two now on a secret mission to Galaxy Force headquarters to steal the power of the Galaxy Force. What happens, or what will happen, to our Rangers now? We open to Brax and Tony appearing out of nowhere in a place that seems deprived of technology. Confused and worried, Brax speaks.
Where are we? It doesn't seem to be anything electronic for miles around here.
Shocked and a little scared, Tony responds.
I told Davis not to do it, and now look at us. We're stuck somewhere without our galaxy chronomorphers. We are lost.
Frustrated, Brax responds back.
Tony, this isn't the time to trip. Let's gather some info around and find our way back home. Remember, you're trained.
Tony speaks.
That's easy for you to say. You don't have a family depending on you to come home every night. And now we're surrounded by these big behind rocks because of that big ass explosion.
As Tony and Brax begin to look around, they come across an elderly man who seems to be having trouble making it down the road. They stop and they go to help the man. Brax said,
Excuse me, sir. Do you need some assistance?
Very tiredly, the elderly man responds.
Why, thank you. I could use you too. I'm afraid I just woke up from a long nap, and I'm quite too tired to find my family.
Feeling some type of way, Tony responds back.
No worries, sir. We can help. It would be our pleasure to help you to your family. Family is the key to happiness. But do you mind telling us, is there any galaxy ports here? We're trying to get home to our families also.
Confused and tired, the elderly man responds.
I understand, but I'm too tired. I've never heard of a galaxy port.
With a slight look of concern, Brax responds.
Sorry, sir. The galaxy ports were installed on every planet in the year 2154 for emergency access and serious situations for the Galaxy Force to respond to.
The elderly man speaks back.
I'm sorry, fellas. I've been asleep for so long I can't really remember much except for the wonderful light that awoken me.
Tony, feeling hopeful, responds.
No worries. The galaxy port could wait till later. In the meantime, do you remember where your family is now?
Feeling very grateful, the elderly man responds to Tony.
Well, it's kind of funny. It seems I can't really remember, but I do have a feeling, or better yet, I can feel it calling for me east of us.
Brax then feels worried and says,
It? What do you mean by that, sir?
But before Brax could get an answer, the elderly man begins walking with Tony's help, bracing him up. Brax is looking around with an uneasy feeling. Speaking to himself, Brax says,
Why is there so many damn rocks? Why did he say it? No galaxy ports? What the hell is going on?
Tony then turns around and looks back and says,
Hey Brax, come on, stop daydreaming!
in the distance, a hooded figure stands on top of a mountain of rocks and looks down at the three now moving towards what is supposed to be the elderly man family. Or is it trouble the Rangers are walking into? The elderly man, Tony, and Brax come up towards a structure of rocks stacked like a huge hut, but it's blocked by two gigantic boulders in the entranceway. The elderly man speaks.
Yes, this is it. Inside here I can feel it. This is the place my family is.
Tony then says,
Damn it. Should have known it wouldn't be this easy. Brax, time to bust out the galaxy powers. Maybe it's not too late.
Brax feeling concerned, but he responds,
Damn. You're right. Looks like I have my answers once we are inside. Don't worry. I can handle these boulders.
Brax cracks his knuckles and breathes in and out. Suddenly, a black aura starts to flow around him. As he walks towards the boulders, he grabs one in each hand and tosses them to the side. He looks back and says,
Who needs a key when you got me?
The elderly man, feeling grateful, responds,
Thank you. You guys are amazing, and that strength is remarkable. I can't thank you enough.
They all rush in, but to Tony and Brax's surprise, there's nobody to be found. Instead, a mysterious box sits on a pile of rocks. Brax, caught off guard, looks at the elderly man and asks him,
What's going on here? Who are you really?
The elderly man with a sneaky look says,
I'm sorry, I can't seem to remember.
Tony is now confused and tells Brax,
Hey Brax, calm down. Give him a break. The man clearly has been through enough and it's not his fault he can't remember.
Very angry now, Brax responds,
Jesus, Tony, since the man said family, you've been under his spell. Wake the hell up, bro. Doesn't this all seem...
Out of nowhere, Brax is shot with a needle, which left his body completely numb on the ground. Out of the shadows, the hooded figure steps out, holding a strange gun. They slowly remove their hood to reveal a woman wearing a mask with the Beast Morpher symbol. Tony, stunned, yells,
What the hell? Brax! Who are you?
The woman reveals her wrist, which has the Grid Battle Force Beast Morpher. She looks at Tony and says,
Hello, cutie. I love a family man like yourself. Thank you for helping me find him, and for you helping him find it.
As she says that, Tony looks back at the elderly man, and he is opening the box, which is holding a pair of golden shades. But as the man starts to take the shades out, Sophia rushes up to Tony and says,
Hey, don't you take your eyes off of me. I want to show you something.
As she punches Tony in the gut, she steps back and yells,
It's morphin time. Activate beast powers.
Sophia now stands, the pink Beast Morpher, Lost Ranger. As Brax, unable to move, and Tony bent over on the ground next to him, they hear the elderly man yell as he puts on his shades and says,
Ah, now it's coming back to me. I can remember now. My family died long ago, which led me to this power, but those idiot Galaxy Force Rangers trapped us here in the past and aged me, so that I can't let these Panther loose anymore. But now it's over.
As gold light beams down on the elderly man, he starts to revert back to his younger self, with his body filling up with the life and youthfulness. He stands in the golden light and looks down on the Rangers and says,
Let me introduce myself. My name is Noah. I'm a prideful warrior lost in the stars of time. And so it's time to let the cat out of the bag.
now known as Noah. He is at full strength. He puts his glasses on and he gets into his stance, and then he yells,
Jungle Beast, Spirit Unleash!
There he stands, glistening in a gold Jungle Fury suit. As he walks by Tony, he says,
I really can't thank you enough, but for being so helpful, I'll lend your friend a hand.
He looks down at Brax and touches his back, giving him energy to stand up. As Brax makes it back to his feet, he looks and asks,
What was the purpose? Why did you trick us? And who are you, Rangers? You're not in the history books. What are your goals?
Sophia, very eager, says,
Ain't it obvious, sweetheart? We need your powers so that my friend here can get back to full strength. But also, those pretty Kronos morphs have exactly what we have been waiting for.
As she stands on Tony's wrist, she snatches off his Chronos Morpher and removes his time sphere. Noah jumps into action and snatches off Braxis. Brax is completely caught off guard. Even though he is able to stand, he still feels drained. But that's when Noah looks at him and says,
I'm sorry, I can't remember what I did to make you so weak. I thought I healed you. Maybe not.
As he laughs, him and Sophia begin to leave. But before they walk out, Sophia looks at Tony and says,
Next time, pay close attention to the small details. Maybe you guys get to walk away from disaster. Instead, you fell right into our...
But before she could finish, Noah cuts her off and says,
We don't have time to waste. The others should be completing the other half. Let's hurry up to the correct time.
Brax struggles to speak.
Stop. Those time spears are damaged. There's no way they will work.
Sophia looks back and says with a smile,
Oh, silly. That's what we planned for. See ya.
Sophia and Noah then flashes away, leaving Tony and Brax down and out on the ground. As things seem bad enough for the Rangers, out in the distance a portal opens up. Out walks a ranger in a white suit with orange stripes and a silver armor. Brax, worried, looks up and says,
God, what now? Morphers are smashed, and we don't have the energy for another fight.
Tony, still shaking, says,
We have to use whatever we have here to fight. It's the only way for us to survive.
As the figure gets closer, the sun begins to shine on their helmet, now revealing that the Ranger was wearing a Galaxy Chronos Morpher. Still confused and tired, Tony and Brax brace themselves for battle. When the Ranger stops, looks down on them and says,
It's time to head home, boss. Sorry I was too late. We must hurry now. I have to find the others fast.
Lost. In a space free of time, we see Jason leaning over a body, trying to revive the person. With his Galaxy Chronos Zord badly damaged, kneel behind him, Jason is overcome with emotions, as his efforts seem to be pointless. Jason, now looking down at his lifeless body, he says,
No, this can't be. Davis, wake up, please. This is all my fault. I didn't know this would happen. You didn't deserve this.
As Jason continues to soak, a red mist begins to leak out of Davis' body and start to take the form of a red galaxy lion. He speaks with Jason.
A true warrior has passed. I will truly miss him. He was more than my chosen warrior, but also like a son to me. please, Jason. Stand. There's no time to waste. You must escape. Another one has been chosen.
Jason, looking with disbelief, taken back by what he has just been told, and yells back at the lion.
Are you serious right now? I just lost one of my closest friends. And you're telling me to get over it and find his replacement? Fuck you. You called him a son. And this is your response to his death.
The lion responds.
I truly understand your pain. I can feel your feelings burning, but the longer you stay here, the more time they have together. You must leave this place now.
Extremely upset, Jason says back.
And how the fuck am I supposed to do that? What I just did was a last ditch move. There's no coming back from this. My brother is gone and his blood is on my hands. I've killed the one person that believed in me from the start.
The lion replies.
The time to mourn will come once you have escaped, but now allow me to provide the way out. Follow the path laid, and you shall return to time. But it's up to you to convince the new chosen one to fight.
Now extremely pissed off, Jason says.
No.
What the hell am I supposed to do with Davis's body? Just leave him here in this void? What kind of friend would I be? He deserves a proper burial, and his mother. The team, nobody knows he's dead. And I'm supposed to find his replacement. Jump right into the fight?
But before the lion could respond, he begins to turn into red particles, along with Davis's body. And from there a portal opens, freeing Jason from the void outside of time. Jason stands, wipes his tears, and begins to exit. We now pick up at Galaxy Force headquarters, as a magical portal opens up in the middle of a chaotic hallway. Out walks Jen and Bridger. First, but they notice they are the only ones exiting the portal. Jen turns and looks and says,
"Where the hell are those two, Bringer? Did you see that he had a mystic force morpher? Like the ones in the history books. How's that even possible?"
Bridger responds,
"Never mind that. Look over there. Commander, no!"
As Jen turns and looks, she sees the commander now face down, unconscious on the floor, as Beta now stands with his foot on his neck, holding the briefcase the commander was last seen holding. Beta looks up and says,
"Took you fools long enough. Didn't you see through my little illusion? I have to admit, my sleight of hand tends to get sloppy at times of high stress."
Jen, now upset and angry, yells,
"Hey! Stop right there! Deliver the commander right now! I knew I couldn't trust you both. I knew it!"
Solar, out of nowhere, steps forward with a sadistic grin and says,
"Well, too bad you made the wrong choice. Now, if you make another move, I'll be forced to make the move myself."
A call back to his encounter with the police from earlier, but suddenly, Ranger begins to move closer and starts to rip his sleeves off his uniform, and a yellow aura begins to surround him. Now visibly pissed off, he says,
"Here's a move for you. Time you punks find out what happens when I get serious. My master made me promise to control my anger, but he's now face down on the ground. Time for my speed to go Trans-Am.
Beta, seemingly unbothered by his power, yells to Solar.
Solar, I think this bumble easy can move faster than the Lightning Ninja Academy Master.
Solar, with a smile, laughs and says,
Well, you made your move once again. It was the wrong one.
He shows his Ninja Storm Morpher and yells,
Lightning Storm, Ranger form.
Lightning strikes down and now Solar is morphed, ready to fight as lightning sparks off his body. And as Bringer begins to gather himself, the two suddenly disappear, moving at speed of sound, clashing with each other, till eventually Bringer goes flying back and crashes into the wall. Jin runs to his side as he says,
Without my morpher, he's too skilled for me. I can't match his speed.
Jin then responds,
Bringer, stay still. Let me heal you.
but as she begins, Solar zips in front of them with thunder crackling behind him. He looks down at Bringer and says,
Well, that was a shame. Seems you're not that fast as me. Even at 50%. Better luck next time. How about this? I'll let you rest and gather whatever you can find to fix your pathetic morpher. And next time we race, I'll kill you. Okay.
Beta, with the briefcase in hand, begins to speak.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Shall we get things moving, Solar? I'm sure the others have awoken their powers and should be on their way. Don't want to keep Amon waiting.
As he raises his Magistaff and opens a portal, the two begin destroying the headquarters as they leave, leaving the Rangers there defeated as the chaos begins to run throughout every inch of this huge building. The only place of safety for the Rangers to return and recover is now burning with no signs of letting up. We now return to Jason, now exiting out of the portal. He walks out to a small village. As he looks around, he glances down at his Galaxy Chronos Morpher, which seemed to be too damaged for a morph. When suddenly, out of nowhere, a huge boulder drops out of the sky above his head and is seconds away from being smashed when time stops. Jason is shook, looks to see a young man running to his rescue. In disbelief, he says,
What the hell? Who the hell? Did he just freeze time?
As the two seem to be the only ones able to move in this space, the young man runs to Jason and introduces himself.
Well, this is a surprise. Normally, I'm the one that can move in this space. Seems you must be special like me. Or are you from the Galaxy Force here to recruit me? I knew saving that old lady from that fire would take me out of this dump.
Jason, seemingly confused and amazed by his talents, asks,
What's your name, kid?
Max, excited, responds,
Max, sir, I know why you're here. I've been briefed on your arrival, and I'm prepared to do what needs to be done to protect the galaxy from destruction. Last night, I awoke to time frozen, thinking it was my own power, when suddenly I saw a mysterious smoky figure speak to me, and told me to make sure I arrive here, at this time, and I will be rewarded with a job of a lifetime.
But before Jason could even ask what he meant by that, a dark shadow creeps up into the space frozen in time. Suddenly, this figure speaks.
Yeah! This is the stuff I've been waiting on! This'll do the job and complete me!
Suddenly, he begins to absorb the time energy from the space, and his body begins to form completely. Once fully complete, he stands before Max and Jason and holds up a morpher, Not just any morpher, a Megaforce Legacy morpher. Jason, taken back by this, freezes when Almond flicks open the Orange Ranger key and yells,
Super Mega Morph!
He places the key inside the morpher, then turns it, morphing him into the Orange Megaforce Lost Ranger. Prepared for a fight, he draws his weapon, ready to kill. And just as that happens, the chapter comes to a close. With all 5 Lost Rangers now fully powered, and the Rangers unable to morph, what does that mean for the galaxy? End of chapter 3.